What's up, everybody, and welcome to Pillow Talk, Moment with the Mobleys. I am Johnny Mobley Jr.
And I'm Deirdra Mobley.
And we are an ordinary couple
with extraordinary purpose.
Great morning.
Greetings, salutations, accolades, and blessings. Hey, it's Saturday. Hey. No?
So, I'm going to tell y'all why she feeling a little OG-ish, because she in here with this hood on her head like she a rapper from New York or something. But anyway, how you feeling, Mo?
I'm having a bad hair month. Well, maybe a week, just a bad hair week.
I was about to say.
Yeah, just a week.
You were just taking pictures with the hair.
Yeah, you're right. So I was lying. Just a bad hair week. And yes, but I'm feeling a little thuggish this morning because I got on my camouflage outfit and it has a hoodie on it. And I don't have to put a hat on, so I just put the hoodie on.
I feel you, but you know we ain't videoing right now.
It don't matter.
Okay, I'm just asking. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't know if you was clear on that.
They feel what I'm feeling.
They feel what you.
I just didn't want to come down here nappy headed in front of you.
I feel you, baby.
Yeah.
I like the little OG rapper thing going on.
But you don't like the nappy headedness, right?
Okay, so we gonna move on.
Hey guys.
You the one got me like that. You keep your hair tight all the time.
You're right.
So.
And I'm slipping.
A little bit. But them two dresses done came in the mail though.
You gonna stop telling my business. You gonna give me my business back. It's my birthday month. Okay,
it's the whole month now? It's September. Your birthday.
Right, that don't work. But it was just one more dress that came.
Well, it was one for your birthday.
And one for the day after my birthday.
Which she forgot that she told me the first one was for her birthday. And she told me the second one. She thought, but that's my birthday second part of my birthday dress. But girl, you know my saying, you can have whatever you like.
Y'all remember that.
I told you.
It's documented.
It's documented.
9/12/2020 at 10:21.
I told you, hold up, put the brakes on till we got this house. You did it, so go for what you know.
Well, there you have it.
In reasonable.
I'm reasonable. One came and then the other one came 2 weeks later.
Whatever, man. So this morning I'm pretty excited and
you're not excited every time you.
I'm excited every time.
Yeah. Okay.
But I'm excited about some of the stuff we talk about because some of the stuff we talk about is stuff that we talk about that we've lived through, and then there's stuff that just popped up. Mm-hmm. So, but one of the things I want to talk about is on the news. One of the things, Lord, on the news right now is everybody talking about the education and kids going back to school and college and how everybody's being affected by COVID-19 and. We even know some personal friends of ours that, their kid went to school, doing the right thing, making good choices, and contracted it. And they're better now. They quarantined and they got out of it, but they're better now. So, but it's real, it's out there. And today we have we have two very, very special guests. I call them specialists in education. They're Travis and Brittany Perry. Welcome, Travis and Brittany Perry, y'all.
Good morning. Good morning.
Good morning.
And
who is Travis? And Brittany Perry.
Travis is my son-in-law.
Mm-hmm.
And Brittany is his wife.
Well, is she not your daughter?
She is my daughter.
Did you not say she's your daughter and her wonderful husband?
Calm down.
Oh my God. I think y'all should be offended, Brittany.
I said that to see the look on her face. So glad we ain't on video right now. Because she just cussed me just now.
I'm not offended.
But you can go get back at me.
Maybe later. I'm trying to be nice now.
She's trying to be a nice guest.
I am. Look.
So today we're going to talk to Travis and Brittany. I wanted to bring them on. This has been a long time coming to talk about the education and to give us insight because they are on the front lines of education. Both of them are teachers in the Chatham County public schools, and their life has been changed as well with COVID. So let me ask you this: since COVID-19, the changes that you guys both had to make from not only being parents, so we're going to talk about all three hats today. We're going to talk about the teacher's hat, the parent hat, and then that couple, that in love hat. But first, we're gonna talk about the teacher hat. So,
Well, let them give their, introduce themselves as far as, what grade they teach.
oh, because you
Not the school name, but just what grade you teach, and yeah.
Well, let's do that. Let's talk about grade T, because I'll be trying to just get right on.
Yeah, he just want to jump in. No foreplay or nothing. No touching or nothing. Okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead, y'all. Just tell, how long you've been teaching and what grade you teach.
Listen. Y'all, just before we jump into that, I should just inform y'all that I have been dealing with this type of interaction with my parents all my life. All of my life. They've been like this
all of my life.
Forever. But I'll let you speak first, love.
All right. Well, I have been teaching for roughly about, I'm going to say going on 5 years now in the public school system.
Mm-hmm.
Before that, I was a pre-K assistant teacher at Maggie's Morning School, and I believe I did that for about 2.5, maybe 3 years. But currently, I am an elementary, kindergarten, and first grade special education teacher. Yes, ma'am. I love it. It's definitely been different, but I'll let you go ahead and say.
So I'm Brittany Perry, the wife of Travis Perry, the daughter of Deirdra.
All right, that's a get back. Don't let no more happen now. Don't let no more happen.
She said the daughter of Deirdra.
But no, I have been teaching in the public school system. It's only been about 2.5, 3 years. My first year wasn't a full year because I was pregnant and had my son, so I went on maternity leave at the very end. But I've been teaching and interacting and working with kids as long as I can remember. About 14, I started my little babysitting gigs and worked in a couple different childcare facilities before as lead teacher. And so now I have landed a spot in the public school system teaching first grade. It's funny that my husband is a special education teacher because though I'm not a special education teacher.
You're special ed?
Okay. Though I'm not a special education teacher, I actually am a teacher of an inclusion class. So I get to work with the special education teachers. It's myself as well. I'm the general education teacher, and then I have a special education teacher that works in the classroom with me, and I'm able to work with special education students and interact with them as well as the general education students. And so I absolutely love it. Other than that, we are also teachers at our church, at our local church. And so we get to teach on Sundays, 2 Sundays out of the month. And it's so funny because even that aspect has changed of it. But we're happy to be here and interact with you guys.
Well, thanks for coming
having
on.
us.
And now we can jump in, honey.
Are you directing me?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, so foreplay over, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay. We can get down to it now.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Smack it up, flip it. All right.
Nah, daddy.
Unfocused, completely unfocused.
You the one took me there. I ain't
Well, the people had to know who they were listening to.
I feel you.
And stuff like that. Yeah.
And we that's why you in my life, to keep me in that, because sometimes I just be trying to, give you a little smack on the cheek and then
dive in.
while your clothes ain't off.
Come on.
Well, they off. Come on and let's talk about it.
All right, let's talk. All right, so in the teacher's hat, all right, you was public, you were in school teaching classes at a physical facility. And then COVID-19 hit and everything changed. Not to only mention, let's go there. Everything changed. How were you able to flip what you do with kids face to face and now doing it virtually?
Well, for me, it's been really a bit more difficult being a special education teacher because a lot of my kids need that one-on-one, that hands-on.
Mm-hmm.
So just seeing them through the screen and seeing sometimes how just that look in their face like this just isn't working for them. It hurt, but it's with sped kids, you need to be there with them.
Yeah.
So it's been real difficult for me. We've been making it work. Now we're gonna start doing what we call small groups. So we'll break up into groups on Zoom, and I'll be in the small group with my sped kids, trying to simulate as much as possible in the classroom, but it's just still not the same.
You don't compare.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can piggyback off of that. With me being an inclusion teacher, I get the opportunity to interact with my sped kids as well as my general education kids. But for me, with the type of school that I work at, it is a Title I school, and so they're a lower socioeconomic status children, and it's challenging because you can't do as much through a computer screen. You know, those interactive activities, those engaging hands-on activities, it's a little bit more difficult. And you can see the challenges that our kids face just being on a computer. Some of them are dealing with not just the one-on-one interaction. They're trying to pay attention. They're trying to learn. But all of the other stuff that's going on in their background, you know, the 3 and 4 of the little siblings and, you know, running around, and you can see me like, hey, tell your brother to get down.
Oh God.
You know, stopping in the middle of the lesson, like, I'm about to call your mama because he gonna fall. Get down. And so, you know, it's tough because now instead of we just focusing on, I guess, like being a teacher and teaching you the content that you need, and you know, of course, we teach character education and all that stuff. Now it's like we the teacher, and I'm watching in your background because your little brother, you know, I know you
right. Where's your mama?
On him.
Yeah.
So I need to make sure that he doing what he need to do too,
Wow.
and that he not getting hurt and stuff like that.
So do you find that, you know, I know you, Travis, were saying that it's hard to, of course, with sped kids, they do require, it's really, really even more so helpful to be in their presence, to keep them focused, to keep them directed. Do you find yourself, I guess, just trying to have even more energy because you are trying to keep them directed via a computer screen?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely. So, like, some things I would do, I would say this past week, we were working with letters just because we just starting school. Familiar, because some of our kids are, like I said, sped, so that means they're lower in other areas. So we're just kind of working on letters. So I'm like, okay, I know they've been sitting at the screen for a while. All right, we're working on the letter O. Let's see if y'all can go find something that starts with the letter O and bring it back. Let's share. Things like that, just to kind of not make them sit there the whole time. Kind of get up and move. Exciting. We do brain breaks where they can get up, dance, play videos where they can dance. So. Yeah, we try to make it as engaging and as fun as possible, just so they're not just sitting there listening to us talk all day,
right?
Or just sitting at the computer screen doing work and things like that.
And to make them want to get on. You know, sometimes as kids, to get them out of bed to go to school, it's like, I don't want to go to school today. So just imagine trying to get them out of bed to come to the computer.
Yeah, at 9 o'clock, a lot of our kids still logging on in the bed, under the covers.
Oh,
wow.
And so, you know, it's you know, you got to try to find a way. Granted, it's challenging, but as teachers, I feel like we have the capability of adjusting, adapting. And so that's kind of what we've been doing. It's kind of cool to have a husband who works in the school system as well, because I can like steal ideas from their class. Like, they did show and tell a couple weeks ago. I'm like, all right, y'all, we doing show and tell on Friday. Make sure you here.
Right.
Log back in because you got to get your stuff. And so, granted, it's challenging. It's still worth it. With my kids, we get on at 9, and from 9 to 9:15, we just talk. What did y'all have for breakfast? What did you do yesterday? You know, just kind of getting to know them so that they know. Kids react differently when they know that you care.
Right.
So when I say put that phone up because it's time to learn, I get a positive response. They put it up because they know that I'm not saying this because I don't like them or because I'm trying to be mean, but because I care. Yeah. And just to be able to build that rapport with my students, but then also their parents. We when we're in the school system or in the classroom, we always get to interact with our parents. Some parents, if we're being honest, some parents you might not hear from the whole school year. And then some parents, you like, hey, so we need this for the the ice cream party that we have on Friday. Can you send it? And they're like, yeah, Miss Perry, you talk to on a regular. With us being online, one thing I can say is a pearl in the corn. Is us being able to interact with their parents as well. Like, prime example, Friday, a little boy came back and said, from lunch and said, Miss Perry, I didn't eat lunch yet. And I said, well, why you didn't eat lunch? You just had, 30 minutes of, you're supposed to go ahead and eat lunch when you come back on. We're not, eating in the camera. He was like, well, my mama not finished cooking. And I said, well, what's your mama cooking? And he said, she making some chicken nuggets and fish sticks. I said, ooh, well, ask her, can I have some fish sticks? And so you can hear the mama in the background. Boy, don't be telling my business. Like, you better turn that microphone off. And start laughing. Miss Barry, you can have some fish sticks, but he shouldn't be telling my business. And I started laughing. So just that stuff helps build relationships with those parents who you might not have been able to, reach during the school year because they're constantly at work.
Yeah. Well, I saw something the other day, and just let me throw this in. I know we have a lot to get to, but it was funny that Travis said, just to get them stimulated and to keep them interested, you may sometimes tell them, okay, well, we're working on the letter O, so go find something in your house that starts with the letter O and bring it back and share it. I don't remember where I saw that, but it was literally either yesterday or day before. It was like one of those going wrong because the teacher sent the child to find something, and I think the mama posted it it may have been even on Facebook. Somebody shared it. The mama said something concerning like teachers, make sure you specific when you tell the kids to go at to find that certain item that starts with a whatever letter, because the child literally, I think the child may have been sent to find something of a certain color.
Right.
And the mama posted it, and it so happened that they couldn't find the color in their room. So they went in their mama room, and why she left it on the bed, I don't know, but she had a picture like of a sex toy and was like, and my child won't be participating in this activity anymore. And I'm like, no, that's on you, sis. Because why is that in your room on your bed? Right, that need to be in the drawer in the closet. It was hilarious. I'm like, okay, no, we don't want it. We don't want it.
Okay, we're gonna take that game back.
Right.
That game anymore.
Okay, little Clarissa, you're not gonna be able to play the game no more.
Can't participate no more.
Why her name Clarissa?
I don't know. Katie, Clarissa, Carmen, Candace.
All right.
You like the
I think
Shaniqua, whatever.
With COVID coming out, I think COVID, it tightens you up on your skills as a human being, as a man, as a woman, as a teacher, as a parent, whatever platform you are on. I believe you have to tighten up on everything that you do. You have to be mindful of your responsibility to where you might have not paid attention to things. Now you have to. And if you don't remember to, things like that will remind you.
Yeah.
So
the kids in the house.
Yeah, it's
all day long.
The lines are definitely crossed now, because whereas you sent your kid to a building to do stuff where teachers had, equipment and stuff there, resources. Now you are at home, and if you say go find something in your house with the letter O, the color whatever,
right?
That child ain't worrying about what room to go in. He worrying about bringing everything back.
I can make a check on this.
So so it's a responsibility. The responsibilities, it's different, man. It changes. It makes you
absolutely
think about a whole lot of stuff. It makes you handle stuff different, man. And I'm not gonna make that statements.
Don't do it. If you said it, don't do it.
Don't do it. If you
right. So what's the next? What? How else can we get into their business some more? You had some questions. You can't remember your password.
You don't gotta do something like that.
I love you forever, ever.
Whatever, man. So, so the entire schoolwork is conducted online as of right now. All of your classes are online. There's nothing that y'all partially doing in the classroom at all?
As of right now, no.
Okay.
No, everything is virtually.
And
I know y'all said is it 1 day a week the kids
have an independent learning day.
Okay, so y'all don't gather on the computer that
we
day?
don't have to get on other than if.
Well, for her, it may be different, but for me, because I'm a SPED teacher.
Oh, okay.
Wednesdays, I may use, it is an independent learning day for the kids, but Wednesdays, I may also use those days to grab one of my students and get that one-on-one with them for, maybe 15 or 20 minutes a day, go over some stuff. A lot of my kids have IEPs and they have goals in their IEPs. So I might progress monitor, work with them on those goals. So that's what I try to do. That's what I will use Wednesdays for mostly.
Okay.
But yeah, it is an independent learning day. The kids are not required to log on that day, which I think is good to just give them a break.
Kind of give them a break. Yeah.
And that's with my class as well. So Wednesdays are independent learning day, but if I needed to schedule something one-on-one, and so we typically just let the parents know that Wednesdays are independent learning days, but if we know that your child need a little extra help or need a little remediation or even a little extension, they already know this, so they need to be challenged a little bit more. We may say, hey, I want to meet with them for 30 minutes on Wednesday to just work with them one-on-one, because we noticed this or we noticed that. So, yeah.
Okay. And the curriculum. So I think I might know the answer to this, but right now, can you even tell the difference if it takes long virtual to teach them the curriculum that you have now? Has the curriculum changed at all?
Well, I don't think the curriculum has changed.
Yeah.
Gotta be creative.
But now it's just like it's only about 15 or 20 minutes each subject. So it's like, all right, guys, we getting ready to do reading. Read this. All right, we're switching to math now. Let's do math.
Oh,
which makes it so much more difficult. The curriculum hasn't changed.
Yeah.
But whereas in the classroom we get an hour and a half for math, now we only got 30 minutes.
Oh, man.
In the classroom, and it's frustrating. Like, it's frustrating for teachers because in a classroom, when it takes us an hour and a half to learn this one module in math, now we're supposed to cram it in 30 minutes. And for people that's teachers like me, it's personal.
Yeah.
And so it's like, oh, you want me to move on? Well, they don't have the last module.
Right.
Where are we going? Like, they don't know how to do the last stuff. And so it does get frustrating and it does, I think, challenge your technique. It challenges your strategies. No matter how long anybody has been teaching, 20 years, 30 years. I've heard teachers who've been teaching for 20 plus years tell me that this year feel like their very first year.
Wow.
With us being virtual.
Yeah.
Because you just, in the classroom, we can do this thing with our eyes closed.
Yeah.
Virtually, it's like, whoa, okay, I got to create this lesson plan on this computer and create interactive activities because you're trying to keep everything virtual. So now I done turned into a technician trying to convert the PDF to the interactive and then a PowerPoint and trying to make it interactive. And I'm, find myself up.
It's definitely stretched. Yeah. I know everybody.
Yeah.
Just in different ways. Yeah.
So I've heard y'all say the creativity level is off the charts right now. So
yeah.
Not only teaching throughout the day, at some point in time, and I'm pretty sure y'all find yourself running into something brand new that y'all got to create, like on a daily basis. So after you finish a day's work of teaching, then you have to go to like a research and like, how can I get this to do this and keep these kids interactive? Mm-hmm. So how do the socializing with the kids, how are y'all continuing to build a relationship not only with y'all but with their friends as well? Because I know not only with the relationship, the interaction with you guys is kind of tough, but then you're talking about their friends too that they see on a daily basis. Now they just seeing on Zoom or video, if that. How are y'all allowing them to talk, socialize, connect?
I would say, I know what we do. It's kind of like what Brittany said. When class starts in the morning, we'll give them a few minutes just to kind of chit chat with each other, say good morning, talk, whatever they want to do. And also during their lunch and recess, when they can leave and go eat lunch or go to recess, if they want to stay on there and chit chat with some of their friends.
Oh, that's cool.
Talk,
Okay, so
that's cool.
Right, they can do that as well, and then we also allow them a little bit of time at the end of the day before we log off to do the same thing.
Okay.
So I mean that's about as much as we can
That's
do.
kind of strange. That would be just kind of strange to meet your classmates via Zoom the first time meeting them, especially when y'all went back to school.
Right.
Well, a
You
lot
know what
of
I'm saying?
them-
Because it's one thing to be in a classroom or whatever, and I know some of them move together.
I was about to say some of them already knew each other.
Yeah.
And so interacting online, now I do give them time periods. Now at lunch, I do mute everybody and make them get off, because if not, my kids will sit there and talk all day, and then after lunch, now y'all want to eat lunch.
Right.
And smack all in the camera. No, ma'am.
Yeah.
So I do make them get off, and just that during that time, I want them to take a break from the screen,
Right.
from the computer.
Excuse me.
But yeah, we just have a lot of times that we give them during recess. I sit on, I mute myself so that they know that I'm there. They have that supervision, but then they can interact and talk with, well, not necessarily interact, but talk to their friends and just chat and ask questions. And sometimes they play little games and stuff like that. And so that's really something that I think appreciate. And then little stuff like show and tell. They got to show something that they from their house, and then like one little boy yesterday showed he had a turtle, a pet turtle, and the kids were so engaged. A pet iguana. The little girl had a pet iguana, and so the kids were able to say what the names were and interact with each other and just kind of talk. So that kind of helped.
Was like each child parents responsible for having a laptop or a computer for them to log on to? Was the school system able to help with that, or the schools, or did people donate? How did that work?
Last year, not last year, but in March, when everything first happened and the schools closed, the district did offer, the schools offer, hey, if you don't have computers for your kids, y'all can come to the school and pick some up. So most kids did get some at the end of the last school term. However, some still didn't. And then we had new kids that may have came from another district. So they were just, basically the district bought a whole bunch more laptops, but we still haven't got them. But yeah, the district is if you didn't have one personally, the district was supposed to provide one for the kids, just so that they can be able to log on and get that instruction that they need.
So are any of your, and I know you can't be, you don't know about anybody else's, but
we still have.
Are your kids
as far as
good with logging in and having one?
As far as my sped kids, yes, but. I'm in the classroom with a general ed teacher.
Like an inclusion class.
Right, I'm in an inclusion class. So I have a general ed teacher who I work with. So altogether we have about, I think roughly about 17 kids, and 5 of those are mine. But we have about 13 that log on every day. So we still got a few that doesn't have technology yet. They're still waiting. They get word from the school, but we actually got some emails yesterday about updating the list of kids who need technology. So hopefully they'll be getting them out to them soon.
How are they being taught though? Are they doing the packets? I think me and Brittany was talking about.
They're doing packets. Some teachers allow them to, will email the work over to them.
Okay.
Let them do it either on the computer or print it out and do it, and just take a picture and send it back to us, and then that's how we've been getting grades. Yeah,
I'll say, fortunately for our school, and I don't know if it's because we're a Title I school that things move a little faster, but our school does have technology that they dished out to every student. All my students in my classroom, they had a choice to either do a packet or do technology virtual. Majority of my kids do. I think I have about 2 kids who does the packet, but I want to say about 17 or 18 of my kids log on daily.
Okay.
I think that has a lot to do with me just being sickening. Like if your child not on, I'm gonna text your mama, hey, can so and so join? Hey, can so and so join? Like I thought he was on, he not, girl. Go ahead and tell your daughter to put him on.
Can see you too.
So I try to make it my point just because, like, it's crucial. Those 4 walls in the school system, in the school building, are crucial. So to not have those walls, I need y'all on Zoom.
Yeah.
How is that support from parents? And I know I may be skipping ahead a little bit, but how is that support?
It's gotten better. When we first started, a lot of parents were confused. A lot of parents, you know, I just told them we're learning together.
Yeah.
So I think that kind of encouraged them to try.
Yeah.
To feel like they have that support. I'm like, if something don't work, just text me. I try.
Yeah.
You know, I try on my end.
Yeah.
So a lot of them now buy into it. Initially, it was difficult because I have like 8 kids on Zoom, and I'm like, well, what everybody else doing?
Yeah.
Well, what y'all doing? So now,
that's good.
now that I think parents know that this is what this is.
Yeah, this is what it is tonight.
Like, this is what this is right now in the world that we live in. This is how your child is gonna get an education, and unless you commit and buy in and figure it out, they gonna fall behind.
Yeah.
And so now we have a lot of parents that buy in on our end.
And I think it helps with just y'all having the attitude of, we're not just some teachers because of what's been thrown at us. We're not in that category. We just lackadaisical. We just gonna be over here, and it is what it is. If they get on, they do. If they don't, they, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
Y'all are holding them, you know, student and parent accountable because y'all are showing up every day and prepared and trying to keep them, like you said, interactive and interacting with y'all and motivated to say, yeah, we've been thrown. This is what we've been given. Kind of like, you know, when you're giving lemons, make lemonade. You know, in my instance, just okay, maybe not. But at any rate, it helps because y'all show that y'all care.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And y'all not just there to get a paycheck and be like, woohoo, well, we doing it from home, so hey, it is what it is.
But with that, people think, oh, you got the opportunity to work from home. It's more
not
work.
Yeah.
And we're glad that you're saying that because we was actually getting ready to get into that.
It's more work to teach from home than it is to teach from the building. And I don't care what nobody have to say about that because that is the truth. You have everything, all your supplies, everything, resources, your next door teacher, if you don't have this, you have all of that in your classroom, in your building. When you at home, it's more work. I'm just gonna say that.
Yeah.
I would say even with, you know, trying to break up the monotony and not get the lines blurred. Even with me, I have the luxury, I don't know if it's a luxury or not, but I have the option to work from home, mobile. I have everything that I need. But at one point in time, I told Deirdra, I said, you know, right now, I don't know what the line is from home and work because I just go work in the office and it'll be 11 o'clock at night. I just go work in the office because it's just convenient. I'm going to try to be proactive, do stuff, and I wound up putting in more hours. So I went back to the office to have that space to do stuff so I can disconnect most of that percentage from home because the lines were getting crossed.
Well,
so with you guys being teachers, I can't even imagine and then being teachers, being creative, developing ideas, resources, just all kind of stuff to teach your students that, you know, and I give y'all kudos because of the type of people. Teacher is one thing, but to have the characteristics and the integrity to be the type of people who will harass a parent if you want to say, hey, where your baby at? Get them online. Where they at? Yeah, encourage them to get them on. You know, that is a whole different kind of characteristic. I would say that is a calling, you know, to serve and to help that generation grow and, you know, be successful in a urgency type way. Like it's not an option for y'all. If they under y'all, they have to be successful, and y'all want to do whatever y'all have to do. And I think that, just like I said earlier, because we're where we at right now in life, parents, where they could usually just drive up, get in the line, drop the baby off, put them in prime time in the morning and in the evening, do all this stuff.
Yeah.
Now, you got to do what you got to do. You can. So all this stuff. So I believe it was a generation of parents who didn't have a lot of this responsibility that they had to do.
Yeah.
Because
some people it was necessary though, the before care,
some
before
people
school
it was.
and the after school. Some people really needed that because of whatever, maybe single parent household, mama having to work, or just whatever the situation was. But some people use that to get away from their kids for even longer.
Yeah, and
call a spade a spade. It is what it is.
And it's, I mean, because even in the what we do, we've talked to parents and at my job, and they be like, this kid thing, man, I don't know if I can take little Jerry for a whole day.
No, not little Jerry. The same little Jerry when I called you and told you.
You trying to cuss me out.
He was acting up
Jerry.
and throwing stuff in the room.
Yeah.
In the classroom. You told me, because he doesn't do that.
Right.
Not at home.
Or
He doesn't do that.
I just think it's your classroom management that's suffering.
Yeah.
Or that's slacking. That's why little Jerry.
In my case, if you just do your job.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Just do your job. I don't understand.
Yeah.
Just do your job.
That's fine.
So,
now what we getting?
So
now you need to tell that same parent, do your job, sis.
No, we ain't got to do that
Look,
because
I can't
they
tell
did
them
it
that.
themselves.
I can't tell them
Well,
that.
let your mom. Let me come over and be in the background.
No, you can't. You can't.
Let me come over and be in the background.
What I would say is now parents, they're getting a taste of reality. Listen, regardless if we have kids, regardless of what's happening in this world right now, if you haven't gotten a taste, a big chunk of taste of reality in your life, then I don't know.
What you doing?
I don't know what you're doing. I don't know where you at. I don't know what's happening because this COVID thing has changed, everything. It has changed the game completely up. Like
I definitely.
Well, add all that you talked about with them and teaching and this and that and dealing with students' parents and all this stuff or whatever that they've had to change and kind of restructure and all that stuff. Add 2 little boys on top of it.
Woo.
So now
My Lord.
we about to flip to the other hat. The second hat is the parent hat. So not only are these 2 great, beautiful people, teachers in this community, helping the next generation go to the next level in a solid and confident way. They got 2 little jokers at the house.
Thing 1 and thing 2, aka Tristan and Taj.
Yes.
So
2-year-old and a 6-year-old.
tell us about what's that about?
Because they're in school.
Like?
Well, Tristan is technically in school.
He's in school.
And Taj is being pushed into even a bigger school now because he's at home as well.
Yes.
How is that working?
Just how? I just asked that question. How?
Should I go first or you want to?
The pictures look structured. They really do.
Yeah.
The pics that we get in the family group message, they look really, really structured.
It's beautiful.
Well, it's going. We're making it.
Yeah.
It's actually kind of funny because I am a teacher and Tristan is in kindergarten, and he's in the inclusion classroom, so I'm actually the sped teacher in that class as well.
Oh,
okay,
wow.
so
he's in the room with me.
So you actually his teacher.
Right. I'm the inclusion teacher.
Right.
In his
so
classroom.
he's not his teacher, but he's a special ed
I'm
teacher.
in the classroom, but I'm in there. I mean, I help all the kids, but my sped kids is really who I focus on.
And he's in the general education population of that class.
So Tristan is in the room with me. So he's upstairs in the room on his little table on his computer, and I'm at the desk at my computer in the 1st grade class, and so I'm just going back and forth between the kindergarten class and the 1st grade class. But it's pretty good. But then we have our 2-year-old who he just run crazy throughout the house. He in everybody class. When Tristan doing, sometimes his teacher will put on a little dance video for them to get up here come Deuce upstairs. So Tristan and Deuce dancing in the video. So yeah, it's. I mean, Tristan is adjusting to it pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
he's actually doing a lot better than I thought he would, but he's into the computers and the technology and all of that right now.
Yeah.
So it's easy. I mean, some mornings it's like, oh, do I gotta get on the computer right now? But other mornings it's like, hey, we got show and tell today. We need to go get on the computer.
I think what has kind of helped us is just adjusting to each other's schedule. I am a person who I've realized, come to realize that I have to be on a schedule. In school, my class has always been on a schedule, and we've always followed our schedule. To me, a schedule helps when a child knows what's coming next. It kind of eliminates all of those behavioral issues because they have expectations. They know after math, we doing reading. After reading, we going to recess. After recess, we come back and we doing science. They know that schedule. Mm-hmm. So
and it helps y'all not be crazy.
Yeah, they know what to expect. And so I think I had to really incorporate a schedule into our lives. When I'm teaching in the morning time downstairs, and one thing that also helps is to keep them separated. Tristan and Taj are not allowed to, during school hours, Tristan and Travis are upstairs in our schoolroom. And when we have school, me and Taj are downstairs. Now, granted, when I'm teaching,
Taj always be upstairs.
Right? Listen, no, don't do me like that. When I'm teaching, no, because
Taj knows Mama teaches, so I'm about to slide upstairs.
It's different and it's difficult because I'll put Taj in his playpen, but I'm like, I don't want to keep him confined in the playpen all day.
Right.
Yeah.
And then so sometimes I'm like, we got him a little learning board. Mm-hmm. Got him a learning board made interactive, and so I'll put that down there with some toys. I try to make up some little stations downstairs. Mm-hmm. But it's difficult because when I'm actually unmuted, so in the special education teachers, they teach their children, but sometimes they have a little bit more, I think, in the classroom leniency, because if we're doing whole group, typically the general education teacher is teaching.
Right.
And so in my classroom, we do break out in groups, but majority of the time, I'm teaching. Mm-hmm. So just imagine me up here like, all right, guys, I'm going to say the alphabet. You repeat after me. A, apple, I. And then you got Taj, B, B. Or mommy, can I see? Mommy, can I have a snack? Mommy. And so here I am muting and unmuting, trying to tell him, Taj, okay, you got your snack. Come on, sit right here. Here, just watch my ABCs on my phone for now while I teach. But imagine him saying, but Mama, I ain't gonna sit with Daddy and Tristan. He's in this phase now that he always wants to be with Daddy and Tristan. I don't know if he thinks that Daddy and Tristan doing something fun that he's getting missed out on, and he's with boring Mommy. I don't know. But both of our boys, Tristan has always been a daddy's boy. Yeah. And, well, when he was a baby, he was a mama's boy. But Taj is becoming...
He was actually my boy. But, okay, that's...
Anywho, Taj is becoming more so of, he want to run with the boys. Mm-hmm. And so... majority of the time, he's like, I want to go upstairs with Daddy and Tristan. So I'm like, Taj. And so here I am teaching B, back, book, mute, trying to run up the stairs. Get yourself down here. Trying to bring him back down. And then he want to tell me, but I want to go with Daddy and Tristan. So all you do is hear him upstairs. If Travis got to teach, say his general education teacher not in that day, and he got to teach, he'll lock the door. So all you hear is Taj banging on the door. He banging on the door. And I'm like, mute. And then turn my head, Taj, come down the stairs. Come down here. Come get a treat. Trying to bribe him to come downstairs.
Have a treat all day.
It's hard.
Just set him up a thing of treats.
It's difficult. But we managed to work because, when we have break, Travis and them have a longer break because their lunch and their recess are together. So it's funny because my lunch and recess for my kids is right before theirs. And then when his start, we go back 10 minutes. So that kind of helps because during my lunchtime and our recess time, I'll take Taj outside or let him go in the garage and play with the toys in there or something of that. And then when it's time for me to, and then I'll prep lunch. And then so when it's time for me to come back on, Travis and Tristan just coming downstairs. So they eat and then Travis can take them back outside. Yeah. And so we kind of taking advantage of the breaks that we have throughout the day. And then after school, I just make it recently, make it my point to take them to a park or take them, outside or have, put the pool in the back and fill it up and do a water day just so that they can get that activity.
Yeah. But I think even for Taj, even though he, kind of get into those phases where he kind of want what he want, I think with him just being in that environment with y'all is going to increase his learning tremendously.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. And during my breaks, our good friend Tanya's daughter, Abigail, she has Abigail's ABC Corner, and she makes little educational boards for the kids. And so I got her to do him an interactive one. And so during those times, I'm like, all right, show me where the one go. What color is this? And so he's absorbing all of that. Yeah. Plus the stuff that we do with him.
I think one of my biggest concerns was when we started this was just him being left out, us forgetting about him, because I'm upstairs with Tristan and she downstairs trying to teach, but Todd's like, no, y'all ain't gonna forget about
this. Y'all don't have a choice. Daddy, you better open this door now. Tristan, open the door.
So with that being said, just to shout out all teachers, man. Parents, I get what you guys go through as far as work and careers and plans and blueprints of how you go do this thing out. But this is a real life. Both of these are teachers, and they have children, and they have, as you just heard, they have challenges while they're trying to teach your children. So it's definitely got to be a partnership in this. Both parties, the parents and the teachers, have to be present when this whole entire thing is going on. And I think the more of a relationship that parents have with their teachers, the better teamwork can actually the outcome of the teamwork of the parents and the teachers can make the child's teaching a lot better. And so your child can be successful. So, parents, when you're calling these teachers and saying your little foolishness, your foolishness, and I'm gonna keep it right there, foolishness. But I think, understand that the teachers are people too. They're parents, they're newlyweds, they're single moms. There's a lot of it, the dynamics of it doesn't change. They potty training, but they still, they potty training. You got the baby who running up and down the stairs while you trying to teach. So it's a lot of dynamics going on.
And I thought about this, but it left me, but it just came back. Is Tristan okay with the fact of, have you all told him, like, when we're in class, if you need me, you have to call me Mr. Perry versus Daddy?
Well, we haven't really crossed that yet. Yeah, we haven't really got there yet because we haven't actually been in the physical classroom. Okay. So, that's going to be something I think is going to be hard for him to do anyway.
What you mean call you Mr. Perry? Mr. Perry? Daddy, I need help.
Is that a rule that has to happen?
He can't call him Daddy.
He can't
call him Daddy in the classroom?
I didn't know. I just asked it.
The roles are separate. And I'm going to say, at first when Travis was like, Tristan's gonna be in my class, I'm like, what?
Yeah, well, because my principal called me during the summer and she was like, I was just calling to see who class you wanted Tristan to be in. And my para who I had last year, she graduated, got her degree, so now she's the kindergarten teacher. So I'm like, I want to meet her class because I know how she operates. I know she real good. Right. So I'm like, I want her in her class. She was like, okay. Well, she has inclusion, so you're going to be in that class too. You sure you want to put Tristan in there? I'm like,
But me, honestly, I think he can handle it.
Yeah, I know definitely he can handle it. And I also think that would help him a lot more because he going to stay on top of his stuff. Like, okay, like if we were in, that too. But even if we were in school, he would know, okay, my daddy getting ready to come in here in a little while. Let me make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing and everything done.
Okay.
It was, when I initially heard about him being in Travis's class, I was like, no. Because those roles are separate. And I think now he's ready for it. But when I was teaching at a preschool and I had to bring Tristan to school with me one day, and this was before COVID, and it was actually years ago. Tristan may have been like 3, and I was a lead teacher at the time in a 2 and 3 year old classroom. And so, I I spoke to my, at the time, director and was saying, hey, you know, I don't have anywhere for him to go today. You know, basically, if you want me to come to work, I'm going to have to bring him with me. And so I brought him with me, and he could not separate the roles. Just imagine the feeling of having,
just 3.
But imagine the feeling of having 26 2- and 3-year-olds sitting on your carpet, crisscross applesauce. We going over letters. They know what to do. They, you know, everybody. You got control of this thing, and then your one son, the one child who you supposed to be able to tell what to do, and they do it during that time. Mama, and I'm like, Tristan, you gotta sit down, baby.
No,
sit down, and everybody. At the time they called me Miss Brittany. Miss Brittany, you know, so and so and so. And so I'm just, you know, when you used to being able to just rock this thing, 26 2- and 3-year-old classrooms, 2- and 3-year-olds in the class, and y'all just rocking. And then your one kid that
you acting differently.
Because he don't know you in that environment.
And that's when I realized that those roles are separate. Those roles, he don't see me as teacher, he see me as mommy. And so I think when he initially told me that Tristan was going to be in his class, I was like,
those thoughts came
don't do it. It didn't work.
But I think he
but now he's more mature.
Yeah, I think he'd adjust to it. And it's like she said, then when he was at her school, it was new to him. But we like she said before, we've been working at the church too. So for the last 2.5 years, he's been in our class at the church.
Yeah.
So that's why I said I don't think it would be too hard for him to adjust. I still don't know how easy it would be to get him to call me Mr. Perry. But
Daddy.
I think he'll adjust and he'll be fine.
Yeah, so that was one of the questions I was going to ask about how the lines get crossed, because clearly you guys, I mean,
lines are definitely crossed.
The reality of it is you have your sons that y'all love and y'all want to see be successful and that y'all nurture, but then y'all got these other kids that y'all love and that y'all want to see be successful and that y'all nurture. So how that's the question. How do you try? And I guess y'all kind of answered that already. My question was, how do you try to not cross the lines with you guys and y'all perception, and the boys seeing you treat other kids that they know not y'all kids, but y'all treat them similar to how they're treated? Like,
it's funny that you say that, because the other day we were doing something in class and I said, Tristan, okay, baby, it's time for you to go upstairs. I think this day in particular, it was almost 9, and Travis was making him some coffee or something like that. And I said, Tristan, go ahead upstairs so you can, you know, log into the computer. And I was telling my kids who were already on there, we were just talking, and I was asking them what they ate for breakfast and stuff like that. And Tristan was like, I don't want to go upstairs. And I'm like, why? He's like, because you're going to be down here doing something fun with them without me. And I'm like, Tristan, now.
That's right, Tristan.
Wow. We do fun
That's
stuff.
right.
How
make you feel when he said that?
Right.
Well, I was like, you know, I just had to explain to him, look, we do fun stuff all the time. You know, mommy's a teacher. So just like your teacher does fun stuff with you, I do fun stuff with my kids as well.
Yeah.
And so he kind of understood when I put it in that, you know, perspective. But just like you were telling the parents they got to meet the teachers halfway.
They got to meet more than halfway. Now I got to cross lines now.
I think what helps me to separate the lines is developing that relationship with my parents, but also having that empathy. Like, one of my parents, I text her because her child is doing a packet, and I'm like, hey, I noticed I didn't receive any work from, you know, so-and-so today. And she was like, well, hey, I wound up having to go to the emergency room. My blood pressure was up. Which she got 3 kids. She's trying to do this virtual thing, trying to work it out. And so things like that happen. And I'm like, hey, I understand. Take care of yourself. You can't take care of them babies unless you're healthy. Yeah. Take care of yourself. You know, turn to work in a couple of days when, you know, you're able to. Yeah. But just building that relationship piece makes it easy for me to say, all right, I'll text y'all, hey, I need y'all to make sure y'all child do their work. If they don't do their work, this is what's happening. This is what they're going to get. Blah, 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 blah. And I shut it down.
Yeah.
Because I had to come to the realization that there's only so much that, you know, a teacher can do. But then I don't think parents realize that we have that empathy. But if I don't know what's going on, and all I know is I'm trying to get in touch with you about, you know, little John for the last 3 weeks, and I don't know, he hadn't been responding. At this point, I'm a mandate reporter, so I have to report that he's been inactive in school, and I hadn't heard from him. I hadn't spoke with him. I don't know how he's doing. And so that just kind of trickles down, and then the parents are triggered because they feel like people trying out to get them, and the social worker called them, and now they mad. But it's just more so of just that communication piece with your parents, that communication piece with their teacher. No, you don't got to put them all in your business. But if we know what's going on, then we can help.
Yeah. Support.
Better decision. Do you find that part to be easier now with the parents?
Than when?
Than when y'all was physically in the classroom?
Yeah and no. Some parents are still very like stay out my business.
Yeah.
But I think that now the parents know that the only way this is going to work is if they help us. Now they buy into it a little bit more. Now we get more participation. Now when I text somebody, they're like, "Oh, I was at work. So and so happened. I can help out during this time." So then I'm like, okay, well, I can make myself available, or I can't make myself available during that time. We'll set up another time.
Yeah.
So I think that helps that communication piece. But as far as the lines being crossed as a teacher, and I don't know if Travis wanted to speak on it, but as a teacher, you'll be up working all night if you don't stop yourself, if you don't draw those lines. But for me, I just ultimately decide that we do get off at 4:15. Maybe I'll work till 5. But my kid's been in the house all day.
I'm shutting it down. I'm not checking no more emails.
Yeah.
You just gotta draw a line. If not, we're gonna be working all day.
Yeah.
And so we draw the line for not just for our family's sake, for our boys, for our sake, in our mental state. Like, doing this all day, it can be frustrating. It can be overwhelming. And so just shutting it down, he shut down at 4:15 typically. I shut down maybe 5 at the latest, but just allot that time. This is from 5. We know we putting the boys down to go to bed about 7:45, 8 o'clock. So from 5 until now, we have time to spend with our boys.
Mommy and daddy. Right.
And so that's all we allot ourselves to be.
Yeah.
Mommy and daddy. If somebody called me on my phone after 4:15, I don't answer.
Yeah.
Well, as far as school-wise, I don't answer. Because that is our time that we spend with our boys.
Right.
Whether that's playing the game, whether that's taking them out, doing a pool day, whether that's taking them to the park, whether that's, we don't go many places still because COVID. So maybe like his godmama house. Maybe we go over to his godmom's house. But we have to, it's just something that you got to do. You just got to draw the line. At this time, I'm done.
Absolutely.
So
got to be that's a healthy balance right there. So speaking of that, y'all put the kids down to 4:15 to about 7:45, 8 o'clock. So we're going to talk about the third half now.
Because they go to bed, the kids go to bed. They don't get any
at 8 o'clock.
They don't get any FaceTimes from their Gigi and their Bubba.
They
don't get phone calls.
Y'all
nothing.
If we call,
don't matter.
We have to call.
7:50. We can't get through. FaceTime, decline. Phone call, decline. Oh, and now I get a text right after that. They're preparing for bed. They'll talk to you tomorrow. It's not even 8 o'clock yet.
It's 7:50.
I just want to tell them night-night.
7:50. Can we look at the churn phase?
Disrespectful.
I don't think I'm going to make it tomorrow. Can I please look at them? And then I get a FaceTime back saying, with my child Brittany on it, saying, "Hey, Dad, well, we hope you make it till in the morning. They will call you first thing in the morning." What is that to say to your
But guess what?
Listen.
It's necessary.
It's necessary.
It is necessary. She got it from her mama.
They are on a schedule, and I like I told y'all, I operate on the schedule, and sometimes Travis get on me like that about that because he like, you have stuff planned in your head, and if it don't go how I plan in your head, you throw it off, and I'm like, listen.
She's her daddy's child too, though.
We operate on a schedule, and I think it's important because, one, our kids don't sleep in the bed with us, and Travis is like, I just don't understand why it hurt you so much. These kids can't be in this bed, and I'm like, babe. And I think, you know what? I really think it comes from my mama used to let everybody sleep in between her and my daddy, and so I don't know.
First off, let me clear this up.
Jump in here, Trav. Jump in here.
It's not that it's like a every night thing.
It's not.
But sometimes Tristan say, "Hey, Dad, I want to come upstairs and, lay with you and watch the game." So I'm like, all right, we can go upstairs. And I tell him, you go upstairs, you can lay in the bed with me. But when your mama come up here, she going to make you go in your room.
You know what it is.
But this is the reasoning behind that as well. Tristan, when we first transitioned from, into this COVID thing and all that stuff like that, Tristan has been fully potty trained since what, 3? Completely potty trained. Peeing in the bed at night, and I don't know if this triggered him or threw him off schedule or what, but he was having accidents. And so some nights when he would fall asleep in our bed, what would happen is he'd fall asleep in the bed.
Have an accident.
He is a daddy's boy, so he sleep up under Travis. We'll be sleeping. I'll wake up because I'm an early bird. I just wake up super early. And then Travis will wake up. You see him turn over and they pluck Tristan real hard and he jump up out his sleep. And it's because you done peed up. Now your pee done spread it all the way to under Travis. And now he waking up like, whoa. Because Tristan done peed up in the bed. And so, I wanted to prevent that.
She said, why are you putting his business in the street?
We're back to normal.
I'm just playing.
Yeah.
But, and then not only that, what happened is Travis will fall asleep, Taj will fall asleep, Tristan will fall asleep. I'm trying to go to sleep, but Taj is turned sideways, kicking me all, like last night, Taj woke up in the middle of the night and said he wanted to sleep in his daddy bed. It was 3 o'clock, and so I was just like, I just want to sleep, so I'm just going to let him sleep with his daddy. Well, nonetheless, Taj didn't sleep by his daddy. Taj slept on my back. So imagine how I slept from 3 to 6 o'clock this morning. So I would say, I don't mind them being in our bed, but 9 times out of 10, we all fall asleep in the bed. And so that night when we're sleeping, it's just a terrible night for me. I done got
because they sleep horrible.
I got a crook in my neck. It's just a whole bunch. And then meanwhile, Travis on the other side sleeping like a baby.
Right. Refreshed the next morning.
It's like, good morning, family.
What's up, babe?
And like,
What's up?
Yeah, babe. Good morning. I'm like, hey. Hey. But no, that's the bad thing. But other than that, as far as like our relationship goes,
how do you stay his woman? His girl.
Wow. Well,
his
one, I work out, so I try to keep it tight, keep it right, so he has something cute to look at. But not only that, one, when I get up in the morning. Other than me having to get ready for work now, like even over the summer, I try to make it my point to change. Take the bonnet off.
Take the bonnet off.
Take the bonnet off. And even if I don't put
throw that bonnet in the trash can.
Take the bonnet off, and actually, even if I don't put on like clothes, put on a dress or put on, even if I put on tights and just get out of the pajamas.
Right.
On nights like Friday night, last night, I'm like, hey, you want a low country ball? I'll make a low country ball. So I do little stuff like, even though he don't be knowing and he just be pulled into it, I do little stuff like go get a low country ball. We'll sit at a table. I'll clear the table off, go ahead and feed the boys so they can be in the living room playing. Travis have this super huge speaker. And so I just bring it in there.
I love that speaker, by the way.
I'll bring the speaker in there, turn the speaker on, sit at the table, and he was sitting on the couch watching the game while the kids played. And I said, excuse me, sir, you mind joining me? Turn the TV. Mm-hmm. Come on over here and just sit down and eat with me.
Because it's a date night.
Right.
It's a date.
It's a date. Mm-hmm. You ain't knew it was going to be a date.
Right, but it's a date.
It's a date.
The whole date out of
yeah. You got food. You still got the game.
We got the game.
We got a little
food,
music in the background like we at the stadium.
You got your fine thing over here.
Right.
You got everything.
And, I'm still sitting over here looking cute. So, I think that those unintentional date nights, of course, the planned date nights, we have an amazing village. Debbie and Joey, their godmother, our sisters. For instance, my sister called to get them tomorrow. No, today. Today is Saturday. I'm sorry. The days be running together.
Oh, and just in case y'all didn't know who Joey and Debbie is, could you tell them who them people is?
I'm sorry. Joey and Debbie are my parents, Johnnie and Deirdra. I don't even know where them names came from.
When Beyonce came out with that name and she started doing, what was her alter?
Oh, like alter ego?
Yeah, you guys decided to give us
so they have
alter egos. I still don't know what Joey does.
And their friends call us that as well.
Joey and Deb.
Why?
Joey and Deb.
Yeah.
I'm still not positive what Joey does. I don't know if he's a gangster. I don't know what he is.
Yeah, I don't either. But it's stuck. So it's Joey and Deb. But those are the things that I try to make sure that I do. When the boys, when our village called for the boys, I'm like, when you want me to bring them? How long?
Or when she called the village for the boys.
She put a 911 out to the village.
Yeah, I put in a group message. Hey, who want these churn on Saturday? I had them all week.
Yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna drop them off.
Right.
Who want these kids on Saturday? I had them all week. It's y'all turn.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. They're yours.
All week. Y'all heard that?
Sorry, they're yours, ma'am.
We done had them all week.
They're yours. They belong to you and Travis. They're yours.
But 9 times out of 10, when I say that, somebody be like, I get them. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
I'll be playing. I get them. Okay. So that's kind of the things. What you do, babe? How know you my man?
Well, that was the next question.
Yeah, that's the next question.
How you was fast and went ahead and asked it.
How you make sure that you can turn it to
stay
her
tight on your head? How do you still make her giggle?
Her boo thing.
That's it, baby.
Can you make her giggle?
Absolutely. That's true. See, I don't even gotta do much.
What else?
It really don't take much. All Travis gotta do is talk to me, pay me a little attention. I'm so.
I can't.
But no, kind of like what she said, man. We try to do the little date nights. I know that she does. She does a lot more of the actual teaching on the computer than me. So I know some days she is tired when she gets up. Granted, I don't cook a lot, but it's not that I don't want to, because I will. Right. But I just kind of felt like maybe that's something that she really does like enjoy doing. Maybe that's and I didn't want to take that away from her, even though she would take it away from me. But
oh my God,
that's another story.
Little shade. Yeah, that was a whole lot of shade.
Well, babe, if you want to cook more, that's all you had to do was say the word. But no, I do enjoy. Granted, I am a mom, a teacher. We're in school to get our masters. We're business owners. I enjoy cooking.
I think that's like your therapy, because you like be real happy.
Okay, but what I'm gonna do
when
is
you be
pause
cooking
you right here, because Travis want to finish saying.
Sorry, go ahead, babe. I was about to say I like cooking for him and the boys. And
I know that's her therapy.
That's that shade right there.
Go ahead, Travis.
Yeah, I think I try to take care of her physically and mentally as much as possible. I try to make sure I take care of as much of the stuff around the house as possible.
She has shared that, Travis.
He may not
in her defense, she has shared that. She was like, even though it's a lot of stuff going on or whatever, Travis will walk around here and he'll pick up stuff and he'll straighten up stuff.
He will straighten
up stuff, and so I think it's just a balance.
It's a balance.
Y'all ain't gonna let this man finish.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
We're just trying to give him his props.
Right.
He do clean up.
You can't give him this prop.
Come on, Travis.
Like at the graduation, can you hold all applauses?
Okay, babe.
Until all the names.
All right. Go ahead.
So
sorry,
what was that? I don't know.
Yeah,
I try to take care. I try to take care of a lot of stuff around the house. I also make it my business to make sure I take care of her. Not just. Man, I'm talking about like at night after the boys go to sleep.
Right.
But we go out. I try to make sure I always look good as possible.
One thing I can say that he does. I don't know if he does it intentionally. But one thing that I do appreciate about him is he does have a lot of patience, especially with the boys.
With you.
And with me too. He does have patience, Lord.
He does. Because she is a handful.
Girl is a handful.
A head full, a mouth full, a foot full, a leg full.
All right now.
Amen.
But he will.
We didn't know.
When
that's hard for you. We didn't know.
When there's times when I am extremely tired, or my head hurting or something like that, and the boys are doing a whole bunch, and I'm just like, get your kids, Travis. Get your kids. He will take them and, take them outside, or if he see that he notices that I'm teaching and I'm like, "Hey, apple," and Todd screaming, he'll be like, "Come on," or so he will take the boys upstairs and give them a bath or put them to bed if he notices that I'm just like over it, overwhelmed. Yeah. I'm over it.
I just try to be that positivity. like in her day, in her, you know, whatever it is she may be going through. Just like yesterday, I'm home and she called me. Like, why the police just pulled me over? I'm talking about I got a full-blown attitude, mad, yelling on the phone. I'm thinking she finna, you know, I'm thinking it's way, I'm thinking it's way worse than it is. Talking about, he pulled me over saying the unmarked saw me back there and say I didn't have my seatbelt on.
That's like, okay, if they would have said I was speeding, maybe. I wasn't speeding, but you could have came up with I was speeding. Maybe even I had my phone in my hand because I was putting my phone on. That's why I thought he was pulling me over. I was putting my phone on a charger. And I said, well, maybe he saw that, you know, I was putting my phone on a charger. You ain't supposed to have your phone in your hand. So I'm getting pulled over and I'm like, let me call my husband. Baby, I am by so-and-so in the parking lot.
Right.
This man gonna pull me over talking about I ain't having my seatbelt on. I said, now that's a lie if there ever was one in this world. Go ahead, baby.
Yeah, so she was upset about that, and I know for a fact that she one of the people that's the first thing she do when she get in the car is put her seatbelt on. So I'm like, you know, don't worry about it. Like cause I'm like, did he already give you a ticket? He was like, no. I guess he went back to the car. I was like, well, you know, first off, they talking about an unmarked car. I'm like, don't worry about it. I knew in my heart that she had her seatbelt on. So I'm like, if he give you a ticket, then we'll just go to court. Yeah, I'm like, don't worry about it. Just it's okay. Yeah. And she's like, hold on, he coming back to the car now. So he coming back to the car. And long story short, basically, they really couldn't prove that it was her. So they couldn't give her a ticket. They could give her a warning. So I'm like, that's why I try to be like that. Like, just, it's okay.
Calm.
Yeah. And you about to go to jail and you ain't did nothing.
Especially when I know for a fact I had my seatbelt on. Like, and y'all know me. Like, okay, if I was wrong, I'm gonna chuck it up. Like, y'all got me.
Yeah.
Like, you got me. I'm gonna have to do better next time. But when I know for a fact, you know, I am Mrs. Debate herself.
Yeah.
Sir, and I said, officer, and at the time I was tired. And after I talked to Travis, I was like, okay, babe, you said don't worry about it. We'll fight the ticket in the court. That's fine because you're going to court with me if I get this ticket. I don't care. Like, and when I have to walk up here, you walking up here with me. But no, I mean, talking to him did calm me down. It did de-escalate me because I was upset. I'm like, y'all lying. I know for a fact I had my seatbelt on. But he is the calm to my storm. He is the calm to my storm. And I do appreciate, you know, him. It's crazy because he's so shy. Well, he's not shy. He's just real quiet. Well, y'all think he quiet.
He's a thinker. He's a man. He's a visionary.
But sometimes my friends or even my coworkers, one of my coworkers will be like, I don't know how he even handle you. You just seem like you just be all over the place. And I'm like, don't let that quiet face fool you.
That should be quiet. What he got to talk for?
Don't let that quiet face fool you. Don't let it.
He ain't got a whole lot to say. He just say he dropped the big boulders.
He does.
Like you keep doing all the little throwing the little stone.
Y'all can see this visual.
Right.
Stone.
And y'all will be able to real soon.
Look, remember that movie Harlem Nights? Was it Harlem Nights? Harlem Nights with Arsenio Hall and dudes were behind the thing and they were shooting and the guys were shooting them machine gun. That's Travis. This is Brittany. Pew, pew, pew. That's the other guy who was shooting. That's Travis. That's Brittany.
You know why I'm laughing? Because I can't roll my tongue like that.
You can't. That's dumb. Don't worry, because ain't nobody even know what you talking about. Because ain't nobody even seen that movie.
All right, on to the next. Even my speech therapy, she trying to get me to roll my tongue, and it was not happening.
That's crazy.
Oh man, that was amazing to be true. I'm excited about it.
Wait till later.
I'll let you a little bit.
Wait till later.
I don't know how you
how we got from here to me being excited about you rolling your tongue.
It ain't nothing you haven't
experienced before.
Yeah, you just ain't never seen it.
You're right. Just right.
So one thing, bring it back. One more thing that I can say that I appreciate Travis for of how he makes sure that I'm still his woman and I know that he my man. When he brings me like ideas and different things that he have, I don't know if you guys know, but we just relaunched our Big Dream Books business, and Initially it was birthed from Travis writing a book and creating this vision that he has for the Big Dream Books business. But him including me in it, I don't think he notices how much that make me feel like I'm his. You know, we making sure I'm a part of his team, you know, not just making decisions and not saying nothing to me. Like, oh yeah, babe, I'm going to Atlanta for a book fair. I'm like, and I don't know nothing about it, you know? So we work together in a team aspect on a lot of things in our life. And I think that's what makes me more so feel like, you know, make me want to stay his, but also make me feel like he's mine, is because he does include me.
It's always better when you
he includes me in a lot of things, across the board.
Better.
And so that's one thing that I love.
One thing I can say, Trav, you learned it a lot earlier than I did. So
I wish I would have learned it earlier.
Yeah, I learned. I did.
But now you know.
I did.
Yeah, now you know.
After my first book, and once I knew, my biggest thing was, and it's probably some of what I know how I am as a businessman. So I'm pretty firm. Even in my everyday life, I'm pretty firm. I know what I want. The vision is there, the detail, and I want to make sure I always treat her with love and respect. And I always tell her, when it comes to this business thing, I really ain't trying to hear nothing, no excuses. This is what needs to happen, 1 through 10. Why number 4 ain't happened? What's going on with number 6? That's how I'm coming at you. But I don't want you to feel like I'm disrespecting you.
See, and Travis is not like
that. But this is the thing. This is the thing my wife told me. She know how I am. She said, Joker, I've been with you since day one. So what you saying is not nobody I don't know. Mm-hmm. So, but if you give it to me, if you let me help you with this, how do you know you won't even have to talk to me like that? You have to talk like that because people don't know you.
Right, because
I know you. Mm-hmm. So what I found out, and I always say this, that when you have a vision, it's a lot of people around to help you nurture, kind of like when you're pregnant. So they help you, they take you to the doctor's appointment, they do all this stuff. But only certain people can go in the delivery room with you. Mm-hmm. And I think that's the part I was missing. When it was time for me to go into the delivery room, I wasn't asking for the right person to come in. So when I finally asked for the right person to come in, found out I was having quadruples. And I was like, uh-oh, where this came from? Mm-hmm. I thought I had one baby. But it was a lesson that I had to learn. Now I think it was a great lesson. But I'll tell every man that you got a vision, man, and you got a woman beside you with good sense that got your back, bro. Bring her
help
in.
Manifest that vision.
Bring her in.
It's funny that you say that.
Yeah,
I had some friends who they are doing their own little business ventures too, and you know, I look at them and see stuff in their business, and I'm like, man, I wish I had that. And they looking at me the same way. I was on the phone the other day. He was like, man, listen, I just want to let you know, dude, you blessed because you got your wife there with you and she doing it. He was like, man, I can't get my wife out here with me. Yeah, you know, I can't get her to be a part of this or what I'm doing.
Yeah.
He was like, you got your wife with you. He was like, man, that's a blessing and that's big.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's part of what God ordained in marriage anyway, because it's like you married, but yet you trying to create this vision and this dream on your own. Mm-hmm. Then why am I here? You know what I'm saying? Right. Now, because I could see if it was a woman who she ain't trying to help, you know, plan or help motivate, help support, help, you know, manifest all these things.
Like if she's everything just here, you do stupid.
Right. If she's just here not to encourage, you know what I'm saying? If she's
that was shade to them chicks out there to be saying, that's stupid. Then, why are you trying to do that? That's dumb.
Then 9 times out of 10, maybe she wasn't even the one that was called to you, because the one that who's truly called to you, she will encourage you. She will pull what's out of you and help it manifest in any way possible. And 9 times out of 10, she's putting the stuff aside, or her visions or dreams or aspirations aside, to make sure that happens for you.
I will correct that. I don't think that she puts her dreams and aspirations aside. I believe because of how God structured it and ordained it, that when the man is going forth, the vision is going forth, the platform will be created for the woman to do her dream.
Well, no. But that's what I mean.
So
but
I
in the
don't
end,
believe.
it's not that I'm forgetting about it.
Yeah, you don't forget about it.
In me encouraging you, supporting you, and pulling that out of
Doors
you,
open
it's
up.
going to happen for me as well.
It automatically
so not that it's not that it's delayed for me, or not that it's not going to happen for me, because it is.
Yeah.
Because we've seen it happen.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because of me encouraging and pouring into and pulling out of and all those things, doors will open for me as a result of that. So that's what I'm saying about that. I wasn't so much so saying, well, you wait for your stuff to happen. Let me go over here and do this.
Yeah.
And mine gonna pop off first.
So
my
mindset, if I can jump in, my mindset of it all is we're a team. And even the other day when we had a disagreement about a business venture that we was trying to go, come to, we took out a little break, took a breath, and then came back, and I just was like, listen, we're a team. I think about it like this. Right now, we're just focusing on one aspect of things. I have the dream of opening up a childcare facility, and that will happen. And we'll do it together. So right now, we're focusing on our Big Dream Book business. Next, our next venture, we'll be focusing on together. And then our next venture, we'll focus on together.
Yeah.
And so it means even more to me to be able to do it with him.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So we need to get out of here.
Yeah,
but let them plug Big Dream Books before we go. Y'all give us information on how to find.
That's where you get it from. You won't let your man talk, because that's what you get.
Yeah. All right.
No,
so as we do
it's time for us to go.
Right.
That's
it
what
ain't time for. Listen, the time is what we create. We create the time. It's our business. So we ain't got to do that. Am I right, producer?
Not necessarily, because these people not gonna listen to
Okay,
the
all right. Well, my producer ain't saying that, so that means I'm gonna have to do something
different. I'm
different.
finna listen to
Okay, well, listen.
Not for one episode.
So we will get out of here, but I want to do a couple of plugs. So you said Miss Abigail Stanley did your does she have a website or something that
I'm not sure, but I know on Facebook her mom name is LaTanya Stanley, and she kind of advocates for her because Abigail is still not 18 yet, and so
she's a high schooler.
She's a high schooler who has started a business, Abigail's ABC Corner, where she creates learning boards for children.
Interactive learning boards and stuff.
Interactive. It can be interactive. You can make it where it's not interactive. And then I think right now they're actually in the process of starting to produce some books, some little notebooks, learning notebooks. And stuff.
Okay.
You guys look up LaTanya Stanley on Facebook. She also has her Elegant
Vision. She's
event planner, and so her daughter is now working with ABC's Corner.
Also, if you need to. If you want to reach out, if you want a learning board, you can actually email us at momentswiththemobiles@gmail.com.
And then, go ahead, Daddy. Go ahead.
Big Dream Books. They need to know how to find y'all guys.
So Big Dream Books was birthed from Travis. It's a children's book. He's an author. He's a children's book author. Is our company. We actually just relaunched the book. I Am. This week on September the 8th was our child's birthday, Tristan's birthday. We relaunched it, and so now it is available. Baby, you want to tell them where they can go get it from?
Yes, the book is available on Amazon as well as Barnes & Noble. You guys can also go over to our website, which is bigdreambooks.com, and it's there as well. We're also on all social media platforms, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. Also
YouTube.
at bigdreambooks.com and YouTube.
Also, just one more thing. If you go to www.bigdreambooks.com, we not only just have the book, we also, because we're teachers, we kind of cater to the teachers as well.
Yeah,
so we
good.
have a curriculum card that goes along with the book that you guys can purchase as a package with the book. The curriculum cards just basically gives you an easy access way to incorporate your standards and essential questions, gives you information about the book of how you can incorporate it into your classroom. So you can get that at bigdreambooks.com, as well as different merchandise. Go get a shirt. Go get a dress. I made one just because I encourage the dresses because I like dresses. But we have different merchandise on Big Dream Books as well.
And so your handles, you said on all social media platforms is
Big Dream Books.
Okay, cool. And the website is www.bigdreambooks.com.
Yes, ma'am.
How do you stay connected? How do you stay connected? Well, I'm jumping ahead.
Subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe as well on the website, right?
Yep.
Am I right?
Yes,
yeah.
right.
Because they had big giveaways last week.
We did.
Earlier this week with
We
the
did.
revamping and the what's the word?
Relaunching.
Relaunching. That's what I was looking for. And they were good gift cards. Them good goods.
They were.
Yes.
So look forward to more exciting things coming from the Perrys, Big Dream Books.
Travis has a virtual reading on September the 26th. So be tuned. Look for that, as well as he'll be at the in Augusta on September the 26th as well. So make sure you guys, I'm not gonna say y'all gonna have to tune in to get more information about the event that he'll be at in Augusta on September 26th. So virtual readings coming up. Subscribe and so you can stay in the loop.
Anything else, babe?
No, that's it. As you guys can see, we are wanting to cater to the entire family. We have been talking about couples a lot and wanted to bring something aspect part to the podcast that caters to the children because they're part of the family. And we got two real live specialists here, teachers, husband and wife, mom and daddy, the whole nine. So you got a chance to peek into their lives of what they do on a daily basis. This will not be the last time you hear from them. They will be guests on our show again in the future. Continue to look for bigger things, more books, more teachings, more curriculums. We just want to equip y'all the best way we can, y'all. We're going to continue to do what we do. We're going to continue to cater to you guys as a family. We want you to be healthy in everything, in every aspect, every area of your life. So we're going to keep pushing, keep equipping the whole nine.
Congratulations, Big Dream Books.
Congratulations.
Perrys.
Thank you.
Look for them.
Thank you for
Hear
having
about 'em,
us.
think
we
about 'em.
appreciate it.
You're going to see more about them.
That's right.
Yeah. And while we're plugging, make sure y'all continue to listen, like, subscribe, follow, share, go buy the merch. We are Pillow Talk Moments with the Mobleys. We're on Instagram. We're on Facebook. We're on YouTube at Moments with the Mobleys. We're on Twitter.
Subscribe.
We're on Twitter at Mobley Moments. Our website is www.momentswiththemobleys.com. Go get y'all merch. I'm done, babe. You good?
No, I'm straight.
Good.
Perrys, y'all good?
Yes, sir.
Good.
We
Thank
gonna
y'all
roll out.
again.
Thank y'all so
Thank
much
y'all
for being
for
on
having
us and sharing y'all life with us, man. We're going to get out of here. This has been Pillow Talk Moments with the Mobleys. I am Johnny Mobley Jr.
And I'm always going to be his doggone wife. Y'all have a great evening.
And we something like an ordinary couple. I
With
don't know
extraordinary purpose.
what you rushing me for. You just told me to slow down earlier. Now you're rushing me.
I got to go to the bathroom.